Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the regularly scheduled council meeting for Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. Let the record show all councilors are present with the exception of Councilor Faso, Councilor Schweiberger, and Councilor Hildebrand. Before we move on to Pledge Allegiance, I just want to congratulate Ian Larrabee, wrestler from Hibbing High School, the high school swim team, the high school hockey team, which both advanced to the state tournament. And I want to wish a good luck to the high school boys basketball team, which will be playing in the region finals tomorrow night down at Duluth East. So congratulations to Hibbing High School and all their athletes. Anyways, we'll move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, under adds, deletes, add department and committee reports for number 4C, number 4E, number 4F, number 4G, and number 4H. Could I have approval of the agenda? So moved by Councilor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Councilor Hoffman-Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll move on to approval of minutes. Approve the minutes of the Hibbing City Council meeting, February 9th, 19th, 2025. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councilor Whitney.
Support.
Support by Councilor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Number 2, approve the minutes of the Hibbing City Council workshop of February 19th, 2025. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Hoffman-Sockman.
Support.
Support by Councilor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. This time we'll move on to consent agenda. Number 1, approve the accounts payable dated February 27, 2025, checks number 179468 through 179544, and drafts in the amount of $1,100,221.60. 2, approve the city payroll dated February 28, 2025, in the amount of $627,732.43. 3, authorize a summer student posting for city services, library, public works, cemetery, and community development. 4, authorize the posting of 2 temporary season maintenance positions for city services. 5, authorize the hire of Chris Rangsdorf for Patrol Officer 2 pending pre-employment contingencies. 6, approve the client service agreement with USI for insurance brokerage services effective 3/1/25 to 3/1/26 in the amount of $26,000. 7, authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the service agreement between the city of Hibbing and Safe Assure. 8, approve the mechanic maintenance job description. 9, authorize the posting of 1 full-time mechanic maintenance position. 10, approve the special event permit application of Our Savior's Lutheran Church to hold the White Elephant Sale on Saturday, April 26, 2025, was set up from April 22nd through the 25th, 2025 at the Hibbing Memorial Arena. 11, approve the special event permit application form for Faboni's to hold their Faboni Food Show Tuesday and Wednesday, April 15th and 16th, 2025 at the Hibbing Memorial Arena Curling Club. 12, approve the raffle permit application request of Lincoln Parent Teacher Organization to hold their raffle on Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at the Lincoln Middle School. 13, approve the raffle permit application request of Hibbing High School Girls Fast Pitch to hold their raffle on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 at Bennett Park. 14, approve the raffle permit application request of Range Regional Animal Rescue to hold bingo at the Elks Lodge 10/22 on April 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th, 2025. 15, accept and place on file the February 2025 Hibbing Police Department Activity Report. 16, approve the special event permit application of Jess Film Project Incorporated to hold their feature film production entitled Love Set Manover event from March 26 through April 27, 2025 in Hibbing. 17, approve the special event permit application of Independent School District 701 Staff Appreciation Event on Thursday, May 8th, 2025 in downtown Hibbing between 1st Avenue and 2nd Avenue on Howard Street. 18, approve the special event permit application of the Blue Jacket Wrestling Fans Club to hold their annual fundraiser extravaganza at the Hibbing Memorial Building on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. 19, set the next regular scheduled meeting for Wednesday, March 19th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the Hibbing City Hall Council Chambers. 20, set the next regular City Council workshop meeting for Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, following the regular City Council meeting at 5 p.m. in the Hibbing City Hall Council Chambers. 21, set the local Board of Appeals equalization meeting for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 in the Hibbing City Council Chamber from 1 to 2 p.m. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as read and published.
We have a motion by Councilor Hoffman-Sockman. Support. Supports by Councilor Whitney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have nothing for public forum. At this time, we'll move on to department and committee reports. First, Finance Director, Treasurer Sheena Mulder.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Stonebeam Development, they're a housing development company, has applied for conduit debt from the City of Hibbing through the Housing Act under Minnesota Statute Chapter 462C. This funding would be to purchase and rehab the Lee Center at 3220 8th Avenue East. It's a 95-unit senior affordable multifamily housing development. This debt would be more affordable to Stonebeam and would allow the project to take advantage of low-income housing tax credits. This preliminary resolution would allow Bond Council to begin the process of making the application to MMB, set a public hearing date, and then give preliminary approval to move forward with the debt. This debt does not impact the city's credit rating, count toward any debt maximums, and it will not be an obligation of the city for payback if they were to default. I do have Joe Walsh, he's the CEO and partner of Stonebeam, as well as some of his other partners on a Zoom call. So if Ron or Caleb could get them on the screen. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah. Hello,
right.
everybody.
Hello. Joe, if you and your team would introduce Stonebeam and then also your project that you're looking to get financing for, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks, Sheena. Nice meeting everybody. Thanks for having us here. Stonebeam is an affordable housing developer, as you mentioned. We're in the Midwest currently. We're based in Illinois, and we've been growing a lot. We focus on senior affordable housing. So we're really excited to be involved in your community at Lee Center, which is an elderly property where we'll be doing renovations there and improving the quality of the living for the residents. And I'm the CEO, like you mentioned, and I'll just pass it on to the rest of my team here. Kent, if you want to take the mic.
Thanks, Joe. Sheena, thanks for the introduction. A pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you for considering this project. I'll chime in too with just a quick intro on the plan that we have for Lee Center as well, and then pass it off. Lee Center is an acronym that stands for Life Enrichment for the Elderly, Lee Center. And we feel it's more than just a building. It's a community that provides safe, dignified housing for Hibbing's senior citizens. There's a service coordinator on site that works there. We plan to retain them and continue those services. We think it's a cornerstone to senior housing within the city of Hibbing, and we're thrilled to invest within the community in this property specifically. All of the communities that we work on across 4 states in the Midwest look very similar in style, but they're all unique to the residents. And our rehab plan after we acquire will be a full renovation of the envelope of the building, replacing the roof, making sure everything is watertight and secure for the next 15 to 30 years of our ownership. On top of that, we'll be replacing flooring across the entire building, cabinetry within all the units, installing new countertops, plumbing fixtures, and updating elevators, all of the rest of the mechanical systems to make sure that the property has the ability to continue serving its residents for the next 15 to 30 years. We feel this will enhance the safety of the community and the efficiency. It'll boost the local economy by creating jobs. We will continue the on-site support to the residents, connecting them to local businesses. We'll continue our lease to Meals on Wheels, providing meals to residents within this building and others in the area. And we feel that it's a vital asset that will help the city of Hibbing and the residents that live there. So I'll pause there and pass it on to Scott and Shane for introductions. Scott, I think
Scott, you're
you're
on.
basically muted.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Kent, and thank everyone for meeting here. My name's Scott Frayne, working with Stonebeam. I coordinate the lead up to the renovation process to make sure that we get all of our ducks in a row so that by the time we're at the point of starting the renovation that improves the property, we have everything set and ready so that there isn't any hiccups and so that the process can be very quick. Additionally, we make sure that all of the residents remain in their units. Nobody is losing units, and there's no change in the daily lifestyle of the residents that are there during the renovation process. So with that, I'll give it over to Shane.
Hey everyone, Shane here. I work alongside Scott and Kent here at Stonebeam. I will echo what they said, won't repeat any of it, but I will add that I've been involved in projects like this and the affordable housing space for around 4 years now, and have spent a bunch of time touring properties that are in need of renovation, then touring properties after the renovations are completed. And it's a really exciting thing to see the projects come full circle, create a better living environment for the tenants. And so Stonebeam is really excited to do that here with Lee Center as well.
That sounds great. Is there anyone
Yep.
else on the call that wanted to speak? Or does the council have any questions for the group?
No, yeah, I guess I have a question. When you're looking at starting construction, and when did the transfer of property occur?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I can jump in on that one. So we have it under contract to close, and there's a fairly lengthy process that goes into acquiring the volume cap to bring in these taxes and bonds, as well as lining up the low-income housing tax credits, the non-competitive 4% low-income housing tax credits. So there's some timing functions with the state of Minnesota and MMB to get those approvals. But from now, while we have the property under contract and ready to close, to when we're able to achieve that financial closing, take official ownership, and begin construction, it will be another 6 months or so. Our planned closing is October 1st, and again, that's mostly a function of navigating timelines to get volume cap and close on the non-competitive 4% tax credits.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm sorry, just to build on that too and answer the second part of your question, construction will begin right away and will complete within 12 months.
Okay, Councilor Stockman?
Thank you, Mayor. So are you a for-profit organization? Are you for-profit?
Stonebeam is a mission-driven, for-profit, affordable housing developer.
Okay, so is there anybody that's going to be providing programming that's the nonprofit? Because I think at one time there was the nonprofit somewhere along that line. Does that?
Yeah, that is exactly right. Current owners are also for a for-profit organization. However, there is a nonprofit grant and organization tied to this property titled the Life Enrichment for the Elderly Grant that will stay and retain its position. Meals on Wheels, the tenant, is a nonprofit, and the tax credit investor is also a nonprofit organization.
Councilors, any other questions? I thank you so much for your information tonight and look forward to your company moving forward with renovations.
Thank you.
Exciting time for the Lee Center.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Mayor, we'll just, I ask you to consider this resolution 250303. I do have Chris Verda. He's from Freiberger. He's in the audience. He's here tonight. He can answer any questions regarding the actual financing of the conduit debt, as well as the timeline as different stages along the way, and that this is the preliminary resolution that you would be considering tonight. Chris, would you mind coming up to the podium in case they have any questions or just explaining this resolution and what stage we're in?
Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here this evening. This is a preliminary resolution which would kick off the process and allow the city and Stonebeam to apply for volume cap allocation for the bonds. So this is the preliminary process. The final approval wouldn't occur until sometime later this summer.
Okay. Very good. Hearing what Chris had to say, councilors, any questions?
No.
All right, Sheena, do you want to make a motion right now? We good?
If you would consider a motion. and-
So wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
We have a motion by Councilor Bayless,
Support.
support by Councilor Whitney. Any other discussion or questions?
No, I just appreciate the creative process here. We're
Yes.
doing some stuff that we haven't done before, to my knowledge. It's nice to see us moving in different directions, so thank you, Sheena.
Thanks.
Absolutely, it's nice seeing these facilities upgraded.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Discussion is done. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Sheena.
Thank you.
This time we'll move on to City Clerk, Deputy Administrator, Ms. Supple.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Tonight before you, it's a memorandum of understanding with Precious Paws for our Hibbing animal intake. As you're aware, springtime we are getting a lot of animals, and we've just been working with Carrie and Joe Keys, or Carrie Nelson and Joe Keys, regarding them helping us out with the cats. They cannot take dogs because they don't have enough room for them. But this is the first part of our process while we're doing the animal intake. Depending on how long we have it, this will be $250 per cat. If the cat goes there pregnant, then we would have to pay $250 for each kitten. But we're going to try to do all of the vetting through the Ely. There's a technical college up there for vet tech. So we're trying to help alleviate for them and also alleviate part of the payments on our end, you know, what it's going to cost. Carrie and Joe have been very great to work with, and I would like to bring this forward, and if you could approve this would go through the end of December of 2025, or if we end up going a different route via either a shelter or some other kind of intake.
Very good. Hearing what Ms. Sepla had to say and support of Precious Paws and Carrie, is it Joe, correct?
No, he's not Joe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carrie? Anyways, Carrie, I thank you so much. You're in the audience today for supporting this right now. Wishes of the council.
I'll make the motion to approve.
We have a motion by Councilor Bayless,
Support.
supported by Councilor Sockman. Any other discussion?
Mayor, I'll abstain from this vote.
Very good. Any other discussion? We have abstained, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, and I would just like to say thank you to Carrie for really supporting, you know, our efforts in getting this off the ground.
Yeah. Means a lot. Thank you
Yep.
so much. Okay, at this time, we'll move on to City Administrator. Mr. Prusinski, do you have anything tonight?
Mr. Mayor, City Council, I don't have anything from my office this evening. Thank you.
Very good. At this time, we'll move on to City Attorney, Mr. Bartlett.
Mayor, members of the council, the first item under myself this evening is the approval of a purchase agreement with respect to SBS Blacktop Services for a parcel on Gus Erickson Road. We had gone out previously, the city had, to request bids for this property because we had heard word there might be multiple interested parties. The high bidder was SBS Blacktop Services. So this is a purchase agreement for your consideration this evening. The only contingency would be that because it's a sale by the city of Hibbing, it needs to be, because of our comprehensive plan, it would be referred to the Planning Commission for consideration. That would be the only contingency with regard to the purchase agreement.
Okay, so you need a
Motion and a second to approve you signing the purchase
Yep,
agreement.
yep. All right, hearing what Mr. Borland had to say regarding the purchase agreement for Gus Erickson Road. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Hoffman Sockman,
Support.
support by Councilor Whitney. Any other discussion?
Did I hear right? You said it's gotta go to the planning and zoning after we're doing this?
Yes, it still has to go to them for the process to make sure that it's contingent on them approving it through our comprehensive plan.
Okay, just wanna make sure. Thank you.
All right, no other discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Move on to B.
Mayor, members of the council, this is with respect to the Androy and the Trellis properties that own the Androy. They are trying to complete their refinancing with respect to their property. And based on some of the initial financing they got from the city of Hibbing back in 1994-95, there was a reversionary clause in that provision that provided that if they failed to complete their project by 1995, that property would revert to the city of Hibbing. So when they're doing their financing now, this is still a flag on their title. So this is simply a request tonight for the city to release that reversionary interest in that title. And so I asked the council to make a motion to agree to do that and authorize the mayor and the clerk to sign a quitclaim deed. I've prepared a quitclaim deed simply with regard to that interest and that interest only, that reversion would go away. The city still has an interest in the parcel, and HEDA does,
Right.
and they still have to be satisfied as a part of that refinancing process.
Okay. Hearing what Mr. Borland had to say regarding the quit claim deed, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney.
Support.
Support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. C. Andy?
Mayor, members of the council, within your packet is a very long and extensive ordinance request. It's with regard to a floodplain ordinance. The city was mandated to upgrade their floodplain ordinance, and so Mr. Green took it upon himself to look over the draft that was dictated to by the DNR to implement. There were a few proactive spots where Pat went through and tweaked the proposed ordinance for the benefit of the city. It's here for your consideration this evening. This is a couple step process, so if the council wants to approve this tonight, and we are under a timeline to get it done, because it needs to be published and back to the DNR by March 21st, I believe, is the deadline they set. So we do need action this evening with regard to this, so it's here for your consideration.
All right, hearing what Mr. Borland had to say about a floodplain ordinance for the city of Hibbing, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Whitney. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. D.
Mayor, members of the council, this is with respect to that same ordinance. That ordinance is 30 pages long. We don't really want to have to pay for publishing that entire ordinance. So under the law, the city can authorize publication of a summary of the ordinance. And so that's what the resolution is here, is to ask the council to consider allowing a summary to be published versus the whole ordinance. The whole ordinance will still be on file for anyone to come up and inspect and review at the clerk's office, but that's the request.
Very good. Hearing Mr. Borland about a summary review of our floodplain ordinance, wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Hoffman Sockman.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. E. Mr. Borland.
Mayor, members of the council, also within your packet this evening is a proposal to change our land use ordinance. There is a prospective business that was seeking to do work within essentially the dump area, and our ordinance had a provision in it that said that no structures could be in that area. Pat's had it cleared by the state that in fact, for this particular deal, that structures could go in that area. And so for this business to move forward, and this has been through the Planning Commission, we're asking that you allow the ordinance to be modified to reflect that.
Very good. Hearing what Mr. Borland had to say about the ordinance, Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney,
Support.
support by Counselor Bailey. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. F, Mr. Barley.
Members of the council, there's been discussion in the past with regard to a property that's owned by Solvent Candy and Supply. It's over in Park Addition. We have an order to remove that building already in place. However, Solvent Candy and Ms. Olavanti, on behalf of the city, have negotiated a sale of the property for $7,500. This way, not only would the city be able to take the building down, then the city would control that property going forward. That was the incentive to get this done. So that's purchase agreement to authorize the mayor and the clerk to sign that purchase agreement is here for your consideration this evening.
Very good. Hearing with Mr. Borland regarding a purchase agreement, and this, wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Bayless,
Support.
support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. This also would be almost part of a blight cleanup too.
Much the
Correct,
same,
Mr.
yes.
Barley? Yes.
It's a dilapidated building. That's,
Yeah.
we have an order in place, but this allows us to control the property thereafter.
Okay, very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. G.
Mayor, members of the council, also for your consideration this evening is a resolution ordering the removal of a hazardous building, and this is the old, you might remember it if you're old like me, the old Hardee's at the Iron Gate Mall. It's that building, so forth. So Mr. Green had previously presented notice that that is a dilapidated and a dangerous situation. And so this is a resolution authorizing the clerk to sign an order that that property be cleaned up. And if it doesn't get cleaned up, then the city would take steps through a court proceeding to direct it be enforced and raised.
Very good. Hearing what Mr. Borland had to say, resolution regarding Lot 4 plat of Iron Gate. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Hoffman Sockman.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. H.
Members of the council, there was a request submitted, I think, to Mr. Story with respect to vacating a street in Philman Addition. And so this is a resolution to call for a public hearing with respect to that. And I think we're shooting for the your second meeting in April. We have to project it a little ways out because we have to give at least 2 weeks' notice to all the owners of property in Philman Addition, plus publications. So that's where your second meeting in April is what we'd be shooting for.
Okay, resolution for public meeting for subdivision in Philman. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Barley.
Thanks, Mayor.
Bids and quotes. At this time, we'll move on to City Engineer, Public Works Director, Mr. Story.
Mayor, Council, we opened bids for the 2025 sanitary sewer lining project. Low bid was from In Situ Form, in the amount of $1,363,210.16. This is for roughly 24,000 feet of sewer lining. The budget for this was $1,684,000, so we're about $320,000 under budget for this project. So I'm asking council to approve the low bid to In Situ Form.
Okay, hearing what Mr. Story had to say, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney, support by Counselor Bayless. Instaform, have we used them before, Jess?
Mayor, yes, we've used In Situ Form, I believe, on 2 of our lining projects since 2013.
Very good. Yeah, it's nice that it came in under budget. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. B, Justin.
Mayor, Council, we opened quotes for the city sidewalk project for this year. Low quote was from Bagals Construction in the amount of $79,956. The project breakdown is $63,087 for the city portion, $8,168 for the residential portion. We budgeted $75,000 for this project of city funds, so we're just under $12,000 under budget on this project. And I'm asking the council to award the project to Begals Construction.
Okay, we're looking for approval for Begals Construction. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Hoffman Sockman,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. C, Mr.
Mayor, council, we opened bids for the city paving project for 2025. The low bid was from Masabi Bituminous in the amount of $1,282,691.05. We're roughly $200,000 under our city budget with this project cost. So I'm asking the city council to award the project to Masabi Bituminous.
Hearing what Mr. Story had to say regarding the paving project to Masabi Tuminous, wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
We'll move on to Superintendent of Wastewater, Mr. Hurd.
Mayor, council members, the first item I have is for some pump parts. This is just to restock what we have used in the last probably 6 months for this. I recommended going with Liberty Processing in an amount of $7,874 plus shipping. They're almost half the price of going with the Moyo people.
Okay. So we're looking for approval to replacement pump parts out at the waste treatment plant. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Hoffman Sockman.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. B, Mr. Hurd.
The second item I have is for replacement of a garage door and some key switches so you can open the doors from the outside. And this is in our chlorine building, and that's pretty corrosive environment there. And I would recommend going with dynamic door garage for $3,990, and there was a little bid.
Okay, we're looking for approval for replacement garage door for the sulfur dioxide building. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Whitney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. C, Mr. Hurd.
The next item I have is I put out our aluminum sulfate for quotes for 2025, and I had two people send in. Hawkins Chemical came in at $650 per dry ton, and the Aqua Pure came in at $648 a dry ton, but the Hawkins one is a 2% more chemical, so if you actually add it up, you're saving yourself probably like $50 to $100 per load of not hauling water, because all they're doing is diluting it down to Aqua Pure. So I would recommend going with Hawkins Chemical.
Okay, hearing what Mr. Hurd had to say regarding quote for aluminum sulfate. Wishes of the council.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. D, Mr. Hurd.
I'd just like to add that by going with them, we will save probably about $9,000 of cost for
Okay.
chemical cost
Thank you.
next year. The last one is for a rebuild of a backwash pump from our filter building. That was put in 2013. We had two pumps go out, and this is one of our big ones. It's a 90 horse pump, and we sent it down and had them test the stator, and the stator was bad because the seal went out and flooded the inside of the pump is what happened. So this is a one-off company that does flight pumps. So I only had one bid from them, and it was for $38,931. and then plus shipping it back up here. And they have up to a 6-month lead time on that.
Okay. Wishes of the council regarding a rebuild quote from Electric Pump.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councilor Bayless,
Support?
support by Councilor Whitney. Dave, that was one thing I was gonna ask you, what's the turnaround time?
Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah, so.
And it's just a stator.
Yeah,
That takes that long. He has the rest of the parts on hand.
okay, so 6 months. All right, hearing what Mr. Hurd had to say. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'll look for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Bayless,
Support.
support by Councilor Whitney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.